doing something good, and most importantly, you can enjoy it, right?
All good food's good for you, but
that's true.
Some of it just feels really clean. And I've doing this sort of slightly Japanese style.
We like that. We like that a lot.
Salmon on steamed vegetables, on steamed rice. Really, really simple. And let's do this.
I'm already thinking about that. Those, Japanese-inspired salmon with rice. A really nice simple dish.
Well, it is a nice simple dish because you've got the rather rich salmon with a slightly sweet, salty marinade. Ooh. And that is enough to give lots of flavour to really just completely plain steamed vegetables and steamed rice.
That's really nice. So as an alternative, I could do the same thing perhaps with chicken, or what about pork?
I wouldn't do pork, I'd do chicken. Yes. And I'd pan fry it really slowly.
Yum. Yeah. Game on. Okay, so what do we need to do tonight?
Okay, first thing I'm going to do is cook some rice.
Excellent.
Now, if you've got a rice cooker, use it. They're brilliant things. Everybody in, Hong Kong, Asia uses a rice cooker.
Yes, they do.
If you haven't got one, I was taught how to cook rice that mimics cooking it in a rice cooker.
Really?
But you do it in a pot on the stove. And look,
that's cool.
In here I've got 2 cups of white rice, and I've washed it under the cold tap until the water ran clear.
So you've got rid of all the starch on the outside?
Yeah,
is it starch? The gluten-y?
The milling starch. Yeah, no, there's no gluten in rice.
No gluten. Yeah, that's right. I have to remember that.
Oh, no, God, don't tell me this is gluten-free. Oh, no,
wow,
it won't be because of the soy sauce. But anyway, so I washed it till the water ran clear, and I put it in this pot. And Pete, can you see that? And I've put enough water, about 1.5 centimetres above the top of the rice, and I'm going to go and put it on the stove on the highest heat until I get a really rolling boil happening.
I've got a question for you already, and I know that there's people out there asking because people are already messaging in. Hi Romana, hi Abby, great to see you guys. Wendy Lynch over on the bike page, great to see you. Gina Sterling. How do you work out the perfect amount of rice and water? 1 cup of raw rice will give you 3 cups of cooked rice. Seriously? And I don't know about you, but I'll probably eat 1.5 to 2 cups of rice. Okay, perfect. Yeah. And how much water do you put in with 1 cup of raw rice? 1.5 above the level of the rice. Look, the old thing is if you put your finger on the top of the rice, it comes up to what's just below the first crease. Knuckle? Okay. Yeah. Some people say it's like the crease, the first crease of your finger. Right. But I actually find it's a bit too much water, so I put a little bit less. Okay. So it doesn't matter what pot you're using, doesn't matter how much rice you're using. So long as you put that much water in, it'll work. Okay, this method. But you really got to stick to this method. So this is going on the stove, okay? And I'm going to put that onto a high heat. Excellent. Really, really high, because I want this to boil really fast. I want a rolling boil. I want to make lots of steam. If you cook it really fast, will it burn on the bottom? No, it won't, because I'm going to turn it right down. Watch what happens here. Okay. I'm going to bring it to the boil. Yes. And what I want to happen, this is called the absorption method. All that water, the rice is going to absorb all that water. Right. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Now remember, because we're live, feel free to send in your questions. I know some of you are already asking, well, where is the recipe? You can head to Ray's website. It's right there on the front page, raymcvinnie.com. And after the show, because at the moment there's only an image of the beautiful salmon, after the show we'll actually load the finished dish image onto the website so you can see exactly what we've done here and you can create it in your own home. Yeah, and honestly, we used to give this to our kids. They used to love this as a meal. Yeah, that's so cool. And you do it's a bowl. You just eat it in a bowl. I love it. Yeah. So I know there's a lot of kids, back in the day, nobody I knew ever ate sushi. So there's a lot of children now starting to eat sushi. Oh, so if your kid likes sushi, they'll like this. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so Romana Loxie, kia ora Monique and Ray, and also to Pete behind the camera. Pete does a great job behind the camera. Thank you, Romana. Abby Leaf, hey Ray, I have a big question for you that I've been holding on to for a few days. Come on, Abby. I'm giving my kids mushrooms for the first time to try. What's the best but simple way to cook them so they can try them? I reckon that what you should do is either just brush them with olive oil, pepper and salt. And either barbecue them or cook them in a really hot pan so that you brown them right up. That's my favourite way. Yeah, and don't cook them until how all the juice comes out. Don't do that. Keep them. Think about them like crunchy, like a steak. Oh yeah. Cook it like a steak. Oh yeah. I cook mushrooms, so I never ate them. Yeah. And I've only started eating them since I've been working on my diet. My mother used to love the best. Yeah, my mother used to love mushrooms. I hated them all my life.
hated them until I was like, I don't know, 20 or something. Yeah. And suddenly I got it, you know?
Yeah, pan-fried fast.
Yeah.
And you don't want them to go squishy, right?
Well, I like them all. I like them all sorts of ways now. Yeah.
Such a good question. Yeah. Now, Kat Tetzlaff has just messaged in, and I had a meeting with her a few months ago, and she is a huge fan of the show.
Oh, good.
So she's just said, hi, Monique, and hi, Ray.
Yeah.
And she put hashtag still fangirling. So she was fangirling that, you know, that we get to talk. So we're talking to you today, Kat. Now, Kat's also a fan like you are.
Okay,
are we having a look at Russ?
Yeah, look, see that steam coming out, rolling boil.
Beautiful.
All right, turn it down to the lowest setting.
Yep.
And all this is in the recipe on the website. Turn it right down. And can you ring my phone, please?
Oh, can I? Sure. You want to set a timer on there?
Time it for 20 minutes.
Perfect.
Okay. So 20 minutes is how long that's going to take.
Awesome.
Hang on a moment.
Easy. Now, normally, if we were in front of a live audience, we'd have a live audience member telling us 20 minutes.
Yeah, because you've seen this before.
Yeah, that's right.
Do not lift that lid for any reason, because you let the steam out and it won't be absorbed by the rice and it won't cook. And I don't know how you cook rice where some idiot's gone and lifted the lid. You know, I can remember our kids walking in going, what's this? And lifting, no, don't touch it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know.
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah. It's a live kitchen. Yeah. So, Kat also, I have to let you know, she's a fan of making her own, what's that stuff you love? The cabbage that's fermented?
Sauerkraut.
Yeah, she makes big containers of it, and gives it to people for gifts.
Delicious.
So, Kat, send some our way because we'd love to try the sauerkraut.
Really good.
Okay, another big question. Gina Sterling has just said, I have a rice cooker and you ate... And you are right, they are brilliant.
They are absolutely brilliant. It's what they're for. You know, they're really, really good.
Now, she also said with mushrooms, she likes them barbecued with butter and pepper.
That works.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, actually, mushrooms and butter, very nice together.
Yeah, very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got the rice on. What do we do now?
Next thing is the salmon. Look, salmon's really rich. You don't need too much. 600 grams. That's 600 grams of salmon.
How many would this feed?
I reckon it'd feed 4.
Wow.
I mean, for me, that would feed 4. This is a rich, rich fish. Yeah.
So if I was going to do the same dish with chicken, I would use 2 large chicken breasts for this?
2 large chicken breasts, or maybe 4 boneless thighs.
Oh yes, nice.
Yeah. Actually, boneless thighs are better. They're juicier.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Nice.
And I mean, you know, good to use a nice organic one like Bostock's or something like that. Oh yes,
so true. Yeah. So true.
Now look, what I did. This is sort of like teriyaki, but don't tell any Japanese people because they'll laugh. And it's a teriyaki marinade that has been totally stripped back to its most basic form, which is 3 tablespoons of soy sauce.
Yes, we love that.
And look, the reason, I'm using kikkoman, which is really good because it says naturally brewed.
We like that.
It's made out of food. You want to read what's in some of those other soy sauces which don't say naturally brewed. And the other thing that a lot of people don't know is that it says refrigerate after opening. Keep it in the fridge. It's where it belongs. Yeah, I
haven't done that.
No, this is a really nice natural product, and you should look after it. And it says, so I've got 3 tablespoons of Japanese soy sauce in there. It's a little bit more salty, but it's a bit lighter.
Yeah,
you know, it's not gooey and thick like Chinese one.
Yeah, we like that.
So that's the right thing to do. And the other thing I've got here is mirin. See, I don't know if
what actually is mirin?
Sweet cooking sake.
Oh.
And it's quite gooey.
Yeah.
You're going to stick your little finger in that and have a little... And it's sweet. Have a taste of that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't drink it or anything. It's a cooking sake.
I'd give it a whirl.
I can get both those things at the supermarket.
And that's what we like too.
Yeah, so I've got 3 tablespoons of each of those in there. So I've got this sweet, salty thing going on. And I pulled the bones out of the salmon with my nifty little salmon tweezers.
These are actually really cool. So we've been working together on this show for a year now, and we've done some other cooking classes that are pre-recorded for people on his website. And those, he actually showed me in real time how to use them. Really handy if you want to do a dish like this. We're going to have some. We're setting up a store for Ray shortly, so we'll have some on this website that you can buy as well.
A lot of salmon you get these days is boned, but I mean, this came from the supermarket and they don't bone it. So,
no.
You know, and I know how to do it, and you just whip them out. Really,
yeah.
You know,
well, when you did it in that class, I was like, wow, seriously, it's really good to do.
Now, the other thing which is in this is ginger juice.
Ginger juice?
Ginger juice, yeah. Now, you can get yourself a gorgeous little Chinese ginger grater. And
what is that made of?
China. Porcelain.
Porcelain.
And that actually...
No.
See that? Actually grates ginger really nicely, because when you grate ginger like that really nicely, you get this lovely little bit of juice. Okay? All right. If you haven't got one of these, just get your grater. Do it normally. And just give it a bit of a, you know, good grate up. Okay? Gather it all together and squeeze. Possibly not quite enough to show you, but yeah.
That's
see, and you just squeeze the juice out. Ginger juice, yeah. Good way, you know, when you don't want to eat bits of ginger or whatever. I mean, I'm going to add a pickled ginger to this later, but
yes,
yeah. So for a marinade, I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah, it is really cool. Some questions and comments coming in. Gina Sterling's just said, loves salmon.
Yeah, I like salmon too, Gina, actually.
Kat Tetzlav just said, stuffed mushrooms with cream cheese and goodies with breadcrumbs.
I was going to say,
is a good way to get kids excited.
Breadcrumbs. You know, another really, really good way to get kids excited about any sort of food that you're doing, let them make it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Great idea.
I mean, seriously. Then they understand what's going on. They know they're not being controlled. They know they're not being, you know, no one's trying to sort of pull the wool over their eyes.
They know what's in it.
They take ownership of it, you know.
So true.
And I mean, you know about cooking now, don't you? This woman
I've been learning.
She has changed.
I have so much. The first time I met Ray, I was living off protein shakes.
I was shaking my head with despair.
Told me off. That was 17 years ago, and now I've turned into a domestic goddess. Who would have known?
Well, you know,
there was always potential.
If you learn to cook, you learn to control your own diet, and you have a much better diet. All right.
Lorraine Baker just said, woohoo, better late than never. Good to see you've joined the stream tonight. And Marianne Apeta just said, kia ora, Ray.
Hey, kia ora. Ki te pehe a koe.
Oh, ka pai te reo e ho. Nice.
Kia ora.
Kia ora. So remember too, you know, you've got Ray at your disposal for 30 minutes tonight. So if you've got any questions about something you're cooking or something's not working for you, just send in your questions and he's happy to answer them for you.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Right. I think I'll put the salmon in the oven. I've got the oven on 200. Salmon. You know, frying salmon stink the house out.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, and all the oil comes out of it. It gets really rich, and this Japanese flavoured marinade would have to be, look, it cuts all that richness. It would have to be my favourite way of doing salmon. It really is. And it's also my favourite way of cooking it, because am I a lazy cook? I don't know. But look, you don't need to put any oil or anything on this. It's oily enough.
Baking paper.
Get the baking paper. Get the oven-proof tray. All right. And all you're going to do is just bake it in the oven.
I have to say, since doing these shows as well, I'm now addicted to baking paper too.
I love that stuff.
And it's really good.
Yep, it's really good. So put it on baking paper, tip this all over it.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. And I'm going to throw that in the oven for, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes until it's just about cooked.
Great.
So I'm going to do that now.
Right in the oven. I reckon this would be a lovely dish. You know, when you're looking for something nice for a Sunday brunch and you want to kind of impress your friends with your culinary skills, but also really nice coming up for Christmas, of course, as well. Yeah, and I mean, you can zhuzh up the vegetables and, you know, make just do asparagus or something. Yes. And, you know, could you do this dish on the barbecue? Is it too delicate?
No, it's not delicate, but you can't pour the marinade over it. Unless you use the tray. Or you brushed it.
Okay, yeah.
You know, you could put it on there and brush it, you know, like brush the marinade over it, but you wouldn't get, I kind of like cooking it in it, you know? Yeah. And then if there's any left over, I just tip it all over my dinner.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Righto.
Gorgeous.
the vegetables I'm going to do. You can do any vegetables you like, so long as one of them's green.
So long as one of them, I've just got the lecture before the show. Every meal you should be having green vegetables. I'm working on it.
Yeah, you got to make sure one of them's green, okay? It's my granny talking. Yeah.
Gina Sterling just said, Ray is using all the ingredients I love. I'm so glad I'm watching. My next meal to try. I'm getting hungry. Great stuff, Gina. That's what the show's all about.
Good.
And we love to know what you guys are cooking in your home. We love to see images, and we want to know, do you want some other inspiration?
Yeah, we've had some really good pictures, haven't we?
Cool.
Yeah.
And we want to know, do you want to see special recipes coming up for Christmas? Do you want to see more baking? Just let us know.
Let us know. All right, so I've got some asparagus. It's in season. It's cheap. It's good. So
good.
Use it. And all I did was snap the bottom off. Okay, toss that away, and then cut it in half.
I was just wondering what that sound was. I hope that wasn't the rice. That's boiling water.
That's a lot of boiling water going on here for the steaming of the vegetables.
Excellent.
Which I'm going to turn that down. I'm going to turn that off.
So with these steamed vegetables, you could use beans.
Oh, beans. You can use anything.
Yeah.
Just make sure one of them's green. That's
okay,
all.
perfect.
Yeah. Pardon me. What I do want to use is some broccoli. I really, really like broccoli. Oh,
me too.
Sorry to choke here. Hold on. And I've said to use use the stalk. Don't waste that. It's really, really delicious. And cut the rest into little florets. Look, that's a floret.
Yes.
Okay.
I call them little trees.
Little trees, yeah. Well, some people don't kind of know, So all I'm going to do is just
chop them up that way.
Chop this up into little florets, yeah.
Trish Thorne has just messaged in and said, I always bake salmon 220 degrees and only 10 to 12 minutes because I buy huge fillets. It's always beautiful. I put it in with the veggies. I could eat this every night. Love the use of mirin and the Japanese flavours, Ray. Good.
Thank you. Good. All right. So we're going to chop that up. Now, I want this to coincide with the rice, which has 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
So that should probably work. And you notice I'm timing the rice and haven't lifted the lid. Do not lift that. Have I overemphasized that?
I think it's quite a subtle message.
Okay,
right?
thank you. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Now, do you leave all, I notice you've got some of the little leaves on there and stuff. Do you eat all of it?
I do, yeah. Look, that's the stalk that a lot of people throw away.
Yeah.
I just sort of like chop the bottom off, give it a bit of a shave down on the sides, okay? Like that. And then I just slice it up really thinly. And it tastes just like broccoli.
Wow, I've been wasting that part for years.
Don't waste that part. In fact, never ever waste any food. It's a crime.
It is a crime.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially when you think, you're doing yourself out of a lot of enjoyment.
Yeah, and a lot of good nutrients as well.
Yeah. So that is now going to go into this steamer. And you notice I've sort of chopped this up so that...
It's all around the same size, isn't it?
Well, yeah, the size that will make it all sort of cook the same.
Cook at the same time.
So that's all going in there, okay. And the carrots are quite thin, so I'll put them on top. And it doesn't matter if they're all mixed up. All right. And that is going in the steamer.
So you're not putting any salt or pepper?
Why aren't I putting any salt or pepper on this, Ronnie? You know this. You can tell me.
Is that because you want the individual flavours to come through naturally?
No, I want it to be seasoned. But what's going to season it?
Oh, it'll be the saltiness of the salmon, won't it?
Of the soy sauce.
Of the soy sauce, sorry.
You got it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, have you noticed how, like,
felt so much pressure.
China, you did well. You did well. She did well.
Thanks.
In Chinese cooking and Japanese cooking, they don't need to salt things too much because, of course, it's eaten with soy sauce, which is salty. Yeah.
Gina Sterling actually said, I eat all of the broccoli as well. It's yum. And good evening, Lynette Hill, who's watching. Hi, Lynette. Good to see you. And remember, keep sending your questions through, team, because we love hearing from you. And if you do want to, if you've just joined the stream, the recipe is over on Ray's site, raymcvinnie.com. We've got the details of that coming up. Pete's just sharing the URL in the stream now, so you can head to the website. The recipe's right there on the front page. At the moment, there's just a picture of the salmon, but after the stream, I will share the image of the final dish tonight.
Because we actually take a picture of it.
Of everything. Everything that's cooked here in the kitchen is the images used, the images used on the website.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got nothing to do for about 5 minutes. Apart from, I'll talk about the only other thing that's going to go in this dish is, look, I went to the supermarket and put a bit of sushi ginger.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't know if I like the stuff that has saccharin in it, but...
Has it got saccharin in it?
Because you can get one, but this is the only one I could get today, so that'll do.
Okay.
Yeah. So, give us some questions while we're waiting for the,
we're waiting for you
let me
guys
check my timer here.
Hello, Sandra May and Debbie Curtis, who have joined tonight's stream. How are we looking? How are we looking for timer?
Oh, timer.
Right, you're just saying hello.
I just saw a message. I thought I'd read that.
Oh, perfect. Lorraine Baker just said, great, that's stem too for coleslaw on the broccoli.
Yes.
Oh, I've never
And you do that with your cauliflower stalks too, don't you? Don't waste them.
Oh, I don't waste them. I do actually roast those as well with the rest of my...
Roasted cauliflower. It's really good.
Yeah. It's the best.
Have you tried it with Indian spices?
Yes.
Like,
fantastic.
Cumin and turmeric.
Really good. I probably eat that twice a week.
Wow.
I love it. Here was me who never cooked, and now I'm just amazing. It's really cool. Yeah, I'm just having a look at the news feed. Come on, you guys, send us in your questions.
Pass me those 2 bowls over there, please, Monique.
These are nice.
Thank you very much.
Do you want some chopsticks?
Oh, we'll put those by it. Yep.
Okay.
We get a fork and a spoon for the rice.
Oh, Debbie Curtis said, hello, sorry I'm a bit late, but I was watching off Abby's phone.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. Excellent.
Fair enough.
Well, good to have you guys.
Okay, we're treading water here for 5 more minutes.
Could get awkward.
No, come on. It's all right. Oh, okay, this is about to explode.
Perfect, so it's nearly
we'll turn that down.
Also a big hello to Grace McVinnie, who is watching tonight.
Hello, my dear.
Hope you had a lovely birthday recently, Grace.
How do we know she's watching?
Because it says here, Grace McVinnie.
Oh, okay.
Grace McVinnie joined the stream. See, that's the thing. If I'm connected to you guys, I can actually see who's watching.
Yeah, and Grace is a great cook.
Is she?
She is a great cook.
Is she now?
Yep. She cooked dinner last night.
Oh, fantastic. What did you have?
We drove back from the Hawke's Bay, and what did we find? Most beautiful crumb snapper, which her boyfriend Malcolm had caught. And
seriously?
Yeah. And what else did we have? Oh, beautiful salad. And
get you, Grace. Get you.
I know.
You've taught her well.
I was so proud.
I've got a question with this dish. Quickly. Lorraine Baker, Ray, I made the mint sauce on the weekend.
How'd you go?
I had no sugar, so I blitzed fresh mint leaves, added apple cider vinegar and apple syrupy stuff.
That'll work.
Best mint sauce I've ever made.
There you go. Well done.
This is cool.
That's what we like to hear.
We love that.
Yeah. You're a real cook, Lorraine. That's really good. You know, you didn't have the absolute same thing that the recipe might have said, but you knew what the ingredient that you didn't have did in the recipe, and you knew what to substitute.
That's so
well
cool.
done.
Really
That's what cooks do. Yeah.
And Debbie Curtis said, looks and sounds yum. Thank you, Debbie. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I do like to have an occasional glass of wine, I'll be honest. What sort of beverage would you serve with a dish like this?
Oh, with a dish like this.
Would it be the rosé?
That could be the rosé that you're drinking
that I'm drinking tonight. It's not a sponsored product, by the way, just to let you know. No sponsorship there.
I would, a Chardonnay, salmon, Chardonnay, of course. Rich, creamy, yeah. It goes really well with Chardonnay.
Would you go oaky or not oaky?
It wouldn't matter, oaky probably.
I quite like, big.
Something that's going to stand up to, something that's going to stand up to the big flavours in this dish.
Joanne Chacon, I hope I said that right, just said, any southwestern New Mexico green chili tips, Ray?
Oh, like, I don't quite know what you mean, but I love that sort of food. Yeah. Can you be a little more specific?
Yeah, give us some more. Where are you from, Joanne? I'd love to know more about where you're watching tonight's stream from. Lorraine Baker said, from you, that makes me shine. Thank you so much for your comments.
No, we love real cooks. You know? Yeah. Good on you.
We're real food lovers, and we want to know
real food lovers.
what you guys are eating.
Yeah.
So
and I'm going to just see if the salmon's ready, because I reckon it will be.
Jeanette Kirkman-Prain just said, loving your program, love your recipes.
Hey, look.
Thank you so much, Jeanette. We love having you guys with us.
Smell it. Can you smell it?
It just smells like, I can smell the soy sauce.
Yeah, but it smells all like umami and
It does smell umami.
And I think that's ready. So we're just going to leave that there.
I love that it doesn't smell fishy.
Put your finger in it.
Is it nice?
Have a taste.
Oh,
yummy.
come on.
It's good, eh? Not
yeah, it's really savoury and delicious.
Excuse me.
It's kind of got everything I love about things like Marmite and that umami flavour.
Yeah.
But with kind of, there's a little sort of sweetness there.
That's the mirin, which I really like, yeah. Okay.
See, I've been hesitant to make this sort of sauce or this sort of dressing before because I can't have a lot of sugar, and a lot of them have a lot of honey and sugars in them. This is a great alternative. Is there a lot of sugar in mirin? No,
don't worry about a lot of sugar, or it's when you start adding sugar that you got to worry.
Yeah.
You know, but things like this is meant to be sweet, you know?
Okay.
And you don't use a lot of it.
No, that's true.
Yeah, no, it's when it's when like processed food manufacturers, they add sugar to everything.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah. That's when you got to worry. So look, I'm just going to spoon a bit of this on top.
Joanne said she's in New Mexico in the USA.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Hi,
so
Joanne.
good to have you with us.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, Joanne, you probably already know all that stuff about green.
Yeah, you probably do.
You know, was this a test, Joanne? Yeah, I like it.
We'd love to know what your tips are or what your recipes are for green chilies. So I'd love to hear. And Romana just said, Samuel and I love salmon.
Ah, there you go, Romana. Cool.
Here you go.
Very, very good indeed.
Actually, it'd be really cool if Samuel could make it.
I reckon that rice must just about 15 seconds to go. And we'll get that rice off and we'll sort this out and show you the dish.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
You've made it work great. This is the thing that so many people have been messaging me about, and they've just said it is so nice to actually see the dishes being cooked in real time.
Well,
because if we can do it in under 30 minutes here, I'm using the royal way.
Well, I mean, you know, you do a little bit of prep to start with, but
but if you can do it, it just makes it so much easier.
Just mind that's hot, okay?
Yes.
And our rice is ready. Now, technically, if I had the time, I would just take that off the heat and I would leave it for 5 or 10 minutes because all that stuff stuck to the bottom will all lift off and you won't have a really hard rice pot to clean. Okay. But we don't have time, so I'm going to get my little fork. I'm going to lift that up. See that? Now, you can...
It's fluffy rice.
Fluffy rice. And as Mara Jaffrey, famous Indian chef, says, rice should be close. It should be like brothers, close but not too close. So see,
it's like a magic trick.
Yeah, so all that water's been absorbed by the rice. So what you have to do now is just fluff it up really, really gently, but don't mash it, okay? Don't mash all the rice grains up.
Trish Vickers just said, looks delicious.
It is.
Trish. Yeah, it will
you can put the lid back on that, just stick it on the stove, not on the heat. It'll stay hot for 30 minutes, easy. Yeah, so you know, there's no big crucial timing thing to time it with. You can get the rice done. I mean, you know, no big deal. Wow. So look.
Seriously, that is just amazing to see you do that in real time is great. Yeah. I haven't had a very good run with rice, unfortunately.
If you do this method, which the recipe is on the website, if you do this method, but you've got to really stick to the method. You know, it works. Yes. Look, this is from my friend Alexa's mother, who, way back, they had a Malaysian student staying with them who taught them to cook rice. And she taught all of us. And I have always done it, and it works. Yeah. Right. And the other thing we want is the vegetables, which will be the next thing.
Thorne just said it's just how Mum taught me. So there you go.
I mean, this is nothing revolutionary or new. This is very traditional as a way to cook rice. And here's our veggies. All right.
Oh, wow.
And they're ready. So you just put some veggies on top.
That's so cool.
Whoops. Because they're possibly a little overcooked, but I don't actually mind Italian style broccoli.
Perfect.
Yep.
Is that how they like the broccoli?
They like it soft, yeah. We have an Italian friend who was babysitting our kids once and cooked them dinner. And the one thing they said is the broccoli was really soft. Yeah.
I love it.
But delicious. Yeah. All right. So a little bit of the vegetables. Get rid of that.
Excellent.
And then all you do with the salmon.
It already looks fabulous.
Well, I mean, you know. Nature's doing it all for you here. You know, you don't have to do anything yourself. Just use good food and it always looks good.
Yes, that's true.
And then, honestly, don't get all thing about the salmon. All you got to do is get a spoon and break it up.
Oh, really?
Yep, and just pop some on top.
That's so simple.
Yeah, well, you know. Yeah, totally simple.
You don't have to stress too much about it.
I don't like stressing too much about anything, really.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You know, in fact, my family's always telling me off, you know, just calm down. Yeah. So I try to sort of, you know, keep it. Yeah. So, and you've got this rather nice sort of glazy sauce to go over it. And it's such a good colour.
Okay, so if I'm going to do this with chicken, so I'm going to pan fry the chicken with that instead of baking it? With that marinade? No,
actually, you could just throw it all in the oven.
I could.
The only thing you have to watch is the fact that the chicken will take longer than the salmon.
Yes.
So this might start to burn a bit.
Okay, cool.
If it really, really starts to burn, just add a little bit of water.
Oh.
All right?
Awesome. This is so good.
All right. And so, look, this is just my idea of soul food. You know, when I want to just hunker down in front of TV with a glass of wine and a bowl of food.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I actually have to photograph that right now because it looks so good.
Just 1 second.
Am I peeking too early?
Yeah, peeking too early, yeah.
Okay.
The other thing I just want to put on top of this is when you serve it, just put a little bit of the pink ginger on top.
Oh, yum.
Actually, the other thing I quite like is a few spring onions, but I didn't do that today.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
Yeah.
You know how with sushi you'd add the ginger and the wasabi? Would you do this with it? No?
No, it's not sushi. You don't want wasabi with this. Yeah.
Perfect.
But look.
It looks really fancy.
It looks really fancy.
It does.
But it's not.
It's really simple.
It's totally simple.
I'm going to photograph that right now.
So photograph that and I might have to photograph it myself.
Beautiful.
We're overtime tonight.
Oh, yeah.
But last week I was a bit quick, so I thought, you know, let's pay you back, give you lots of information this time. So let's do a wee photo of that.
Hey, now if you guys are interested in getting those, if you want to know where to get the tweezers for the salmon or the ginger juicer or any bits and bobs, look, head to Ray's website. Very shortly we're actually going to add a shop on there which has all the links to all the products that Ray loves the most. And just let us know what do you want to see in there, because you know you get asked all the time about your lemon zester.
Yeah, and the thing is, Monique, that the whole thing is with marketing is that people get sold too much. I hate gadgets. I want my kitchen to be as simple as possible. I want to pay the cheapest price for the best quality. I mean, you know, is it my grandmother again? Yeah, I don't know. But so what I want to do with this shop is I want to show you how you can get good stuff without having to like break the bank.
Yeah,
basically.
look, I love that too. Yeah. So are you going to have like china and bowls and things in there?
Yeah. I've still got to find it, but I really want to find those beautiful oval Chinese porcelain.
They're the best. Those dishes,
big platters. Yeah, like big serving platters that don't chip.
Yeah. So if there are particular things that you're looking for, send us a message. Head to Ray's website. You can actually email through Ray's website. The emails come to us, and we're happy to answer your questions. Ray, that's fantastic.
Well, I'll eat it. In fact, I'm going to.
Perfect. Good. A big thank you to everybody watching, and also to Pete, who's behind the camera, doing our production and producing the show and keeping us on task. And look, Ray, thank you. I've really enjoyed it.
I had fun.
It was fun.
Thank you.
Hey, we'll see you guys later. Next week, 6:30 p.m. New Zealand time. Bye.
Bye.
That looks absolutely delicious. Do you know what I like about it too?
What?
The colours.
I know, but I've got the fucking vegetables, didn't I? Never mind. Did I just say that on time? Yeah? Oh well.
Whoopsie.
Yep, whoopsie. BSA.